What's up, guys? It's Chad here at the Apple Weekly Tech Pulse. Today, we have some really interesting news that has come through regarding iOS 27, some new features that have leaked. We have some interesting new developments in the Siri 3.0 and also some new features there. We also have some news regarding the iPhone Ultra Foldable coming out later in the year. So with WWDC just around the corner, these new iOS 27 leaks that are fresh off the pan are coming in with a few notable features. Firstly, I'll just say that over the last few years, Apple has been focusing their iOS software with jam-packing it with new features, and that often comes with a few stability bugs. This year seems to be a little bit different in Apple's approach. iOS 27 is going to be focusing more on refinement and stability and actually delivering on the features that they promise us. In my opinion, I think that's exactly what Apple users need right now. They need a little bit more trust in the brand and the company in which they love so much. One of the latest leaks that has just come in regarding iOS 27 is being able to generate your own custom wallpapers. Now, this is going to be done through the Image Playground app, which I know that some of us already have probably never used before. It was intended to generate new emojis, but I don't think anyone has really even used the app, to be quite honest, unless it was used in the first week of its release. Now, if Apple gets this right and it actually turns out to be quite a useful and cool feature, I think Apple users are going to love it. So how this will work, according to some leaks, is that Apple is using some newer image generation tools which are going to be able to help you create some more realistic images using the Image Playground tool.
Now, a big update that's coming to iOS 27, which we've learned recently, is a major overhaul to the Apple Shortcuts app. Now, if you're like me, it's probably one of the features I'm most excited about. I never really knew exactly how to use the Shortcuts app unless it was generating a shortcut to simply open up an app on some form of command. But I never really knew how to take full advantage of the capabilities and the power of the Shortcuts app. But now, utilizing Apple Intelligence, and I know some people when they hear that word get immediately triggered, as do I, but using Apple Intelligence, we might be able to take full advantage of this app. According to Bloomberg reports, Apple is testing a new prompt-based system where the interface might actually ask you something like, what do you want your shortcut to be? And you can simply describe what shortcut you're looking to do. This is a much simpler way to implement those shortcut ideas that you've always had in the back of your mind. I think this is the type of feature that a lot of people are going to utilize once iOS 27 is available to the public, much more than using the Shortcuts app before. Speaking about Siri, we're also expecting a pretty major redesign to the Siri experience itself in iOS 27. According to recent leaks, Siri could actually be integrated directly into the dynamic island as opposed to circling around the whole border of the screen like it does in iOS 26. The interface might bring up a small Ask Siri or chatbot style Siri interface as opposed to just being completely invisible to people with just a glowing logo around the screen. We could be seeing some sort of glowing cursor or animated effect that looks similar like we have in the the WWDC 26 logo. I think integrating this into the dynamic island is a clever way for Apple to go back to their roots about what already works for them. A lot of the integrations of applications, even third-party applications in the dynamic island already work so well for Apple, and their animations are so clean that they may as well go back to those roots and just work it from the ground up to be integrated into the dynamic island. So moving away from the software now and more onto hardware, we have some new information regarding the iPhone Ultra, Foldable, whatever it's going to be called. But we have some interesting information that according to a leaker known as Instant Digital, Apple is not currently happy with how the iPhone hinge system has been functioning, as well as the crease that it's leaving on the screen. We all know that Apple has been pushing hard for there to be a creaseless iPhone foldable screen, but there needs to be some compromise because I think Apple is starting to realize that to some degree there needs to be a crease, even if it's a small one on the screen. But that's not the major issue. The major issue comes in with the hinge system. According to these leaks, Apple's hinge system has repeatedly failed Apple's internal quality control. During all these tests, it's continued to fail the quality control with the opening and closing on repeated cycle. We all know that Apple are perfectionists when it comes to releasing any products, although some in the past might be a little bit shaky in terms of design, but Apple's hinge on this brand new product that they plan to release, I think is their main selling goal. If they can get the crease and the hinge system better than their competitors, then at least they can differentiate themselves in a market where folding phones have already existed for ages. So right now, Apple is still expected to release the iPhone Fold alongside the iPhone 18 and 18 Pro models, although that release to the public schedule might be pushed back till December. And if you're wondering, the price has not decreased. We are still seeing a baseline $2,000 starting price going up to potentially $3,000 on a 1 terabyte model. So overall, iOS 27 is shaping up to be a pretty interesting update in my opinion. I think focusing on stability and reliability is exactly what Apple needs right now. I do believe that Apple will fix and figure out a way to incorporate that hinge and crease system so that it works best for their quality control systems. And I'm just praying that Apple can deliver whatever they present for Siri 3.0. I'm just praying that they can actually deliver on those results. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like these type of videos and you want to see more Apple Weekly news, I'll be back next week. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.